Peter Greenberg's live global travel update is presented to you by Allianz Partners.
Hi, everybody. Peter Greenberg here. Happy early week for July 4th. It's the 28th of June, heading to the wild July 4th weekend. We all know we're going to be talking about that. Where am I right now? I'm in the port city of Göcek in Turkey. We're wrapping up my PBS special, the 1-hour special that will be airing later this year. We'll tell you more about that later. But it's crazy. It is crazy. It's Armageddon. And I'm not saying that to be cavalier. London is a mess. Amsterdam is a mess. Frankfurt is a mess. I'll get to Lufthansa in a second. Dublin is a mess. Gatwick is a mess. And we're just getting started in Europe. In Europe alone, we're talking about an unbelievable sea of unclaimed baggage at Heathrow and in Frankfurt and in Munich. I have friends of mine who have not seen their bags in more than 10 days. And they get no answers from the airlines. No response from any internet approach, nothing, zero. So in honor of them, since it's about overseas travel, I'm going to sing a song for you tonight. My luggage lies over the ocean. My luggage lies over the sea. My luggage lies over the ocean. Please bring back my luggage to me. Okay, that's all you get, but you get the concept. It's a mess. What are they doing about it? At Gatwick, the government's asking them to cancel 1,000 flights a day for the next couple of weeks. They just can't handle the numbers. They're even thinking of making the airlines change their schedules. What a concept. To have about 30% of their flights now leave at night to ease the congestion. And it's not going to get any better. In the US, I don't have to tell you about canceled flights. We saw it over Memorial Day. We saw it over Father's Day, Juneteenth. We saw it this past weekend. And we're about to see it big time when? This coming weekend. And it's already starting. The airlines are trying to figure out, okay, should we disappoint you now or disappoint you later? So let's cancel flights on a Tuesday for Friday so we strand you early. It's going to be a mess either way. And what's going on now? Let's call it what it is. It's a pissing match between the airlines, the FAA, the TSA, and any other government agency, the unions as well. Everybody's claiming it's the other guy's fault. The airlines are blaming the FAA because of air traffic control situations. The airlines are blaming weather. The FAA is saying the airlines are running an unrealistic schedule. The TSA is asking everybody to stress test those schedules or other consequences will happen. Here's the answer. Are they all right? Actually, they are. It's all of the above, but it's going to get worse because you can't just, wake up in the morning and hire a pilot and have them kick the tires and fly the plane. Not going to happen. Airports and cities are losing service. People are being stranded for hours. It's a mess. I told you, I mentioned to you Frankfurt and Munich. Lufthansa, once my epitome of German engineering. Well, they ain't the epitome of German communication. Almost every complaint I've had this week from you is about Lufthansa or one of their code-share partners losing bags and stranding people. And that's just in Europe. We're seeing hundreds of cancellations already today. It's only Tuesday. So it's going to get crazy. Where am I? I told you before, I'm in Göcek. I've been running around Turkey. Earlier today, I was in Patara, an amazing historical location in Turkey. Everybody at one point or another occupied it, right? From Alexander the Great to the Greeks to the Romans. And there's an excavation going on there, a relatively new one, only about 35 years old, that basically revealed the most amazing Lycian city and region and elected state house. It was covered by sand for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. Some say 2,300 years. And then one day somebody started digging in the sand and they saw one stone, then another, and then all of a sudden this unbelievable architectural wonder was revealed, and they're just getting started. It's a young excavation. While I was there today, I have to post this picture. Yeah, found a dog. I know. a stray, not even a rescue dog, just a stray. We became fast friends. So don't tell anybody on the airline, right? They misplaced the bags. They're not going to misplace the dog. I might just sneak it back. All right, we're back. Sorry about that. The airlines aren't working. Wi-Fi is not working. What are you going to do? Anyway, if you just lost me before, I was talking about my new friend, the dog in Patara, but we'll get back to more important stories now. Let me go back over here to the comments page, and we'll get back to you in a second. Now, let's go through some stuff we need to know about this week. Okay, Sandy, thank you for the nice note about the puppy. I'll let you know if I can sneak it on the plane. Debbie's saying hello from Boynton Beach. Colleen says, loved your Vienna show last night on PBS. Impressed you can bike, shoot travel detective, and waltz with the pros. Okay, I guess you're going to have to watch it. We'll show you a preview a little bit later. Marjorie's saying hi from Greenwich. Sue's saying hi from Bellingham, Washington. Jumbo out there in Tanzania. All right, nice to hear from you. Patrick Cooney says, have you ever had singing lessons? All right, here it comes. I wasn't ever going to tell you this, but you asked the question many, many years ago. Not making this up. In fact, for 7 years in a row, I was actually a regular on the Perry Como show. That's all I'm going to say. I learned my lesson and stopped singing after I was about 12 years old, but I was on for 7 years. All right, Robin saying hello from Williamsburg. All right, Mary Jo Smith Caggiano, hello from Pennsylvania. Wow, she's looking for a good Indonesian restaurant in Amsterdam. I have one. If they're still open, it's called Dynasty. And really cool restaurant from Indonesia. Check it out. All right. Keep on going here. Elizabeth saying, okay, I'm leaving for Switzerland from JFK in a few minutes. We will be 4 hours ahead of takeoff. Oh, you'll be there at the airport. Any words of advice? Yeah, bring a copy of War and Peace. You may have to read it. You didn't tell me where in Switzerland I'm going to be. So come back and ask me that, and I'll try to help you. Lindy's saying hi from Ventura. Nice singing voice. All right. Greetings from Charlotte from Sandy. Jean saying hello from Tulsa. I'm scheduled to fly to Marco Island September 8th. Airline has already changed flights so that I only have 1 hour in between flights in Charlotte. Do you think it will improve by then? Well, I actually do. September 8th is after Labor Day. And remember, here's what's going to happen after Labor Day. People are going to get their credit card bills from the summer, and they're going to say, I paid how much for my travel? I paid how much for that airline ticket, that hotel, that rental car? Now, you're all determined to do it. Every survey shows we will not be denied this summer, but you're going to get the bill. And when that bill comes in, I'm going to make a prediction, very bold prediction, that people are going to say, okay, I'm done for travel for 2022. I'm going to lay low. I'll go next year. So the forward-looking bookings after Labor Day look like they're falling off a cliff, which means you might be in better shape than you think, Gene. Okay. Debbie says, what about NCL hitting an iceberg in Alaska? No GPS? Well, I got news for you, navigation fans. No GPS is going to help you when it comes to an iceberg. It's called sonar. And forward-looking sonar is highly unreliable. It only works if you're traveling at about 3 knots, which I guarantee you the ship was not. And I used to have forward-looking sonar on my boat. I took it off because it was useless. Listen, depending on where this ship was, and depending on who was in command, was it the harbor pilot or was it the NCL captain? That's the difference. So many of you may not remember this story, but look it up about the old Holland American ship, the Prinsendam, and what happened to it off the coast of Alaska, and who was in command of the ship when it met its end. Check it out. All right. Okay. Okay. The drama girl says, watching you as my flight was canceled. Now, there's a reason to watch me. Okay. Colleen says, the puppy is so cute. What is his or her name? Well, I was told by the people at Patara, the name of the puppy, don't laugh, was Puppy. If I'm able to sneak it on the plane, it'll be Patara. All right. All right, we're back on there. I see a lot of people said no sound. We're back. Okay, where are we here? Priya saying she's watching from Irvine. And Elizabeth now says she's going to be in Montreux and Lucerne and Zurich. What is good or bad with Swiss Air? The only thing I can tell you that's bad about Swiss Air is a lot of their flights on the ground are handled by Lufthansa. Look what's going on with Lufthansa. But you're going to be in Lucerne. Unbelievable. Get on one of the lake boats and just hop all around the lake. You've never seen cleaner water, and you just hop on and hop off. It's a wonderful day to spend in Lucerne. I love Lucerne. And then what you want to do, if you're in Lucerne, rent a car and drive into eastern France. And you want to go to a place called Annecy, Lake Annecy. Unbelievable at this time of the year. But then make reservations at a restaurant called Auberge du Perbise in Talois. Don't eat breakfast that day. Don't eat lunch that day. Save it all for dinner that night. Their cheese board is the size of a small boat. So I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. Reservations tough to find, but I try to go every other year. It's that special. Okay, here we go. Sandy is saying, hold on, I'm going to scroll up here. Here we go. Leaving for Joburg September 1 on Delta from Charlotte? Oh, then connecting to Atlanta. Got it. Afternoon flight and have a 3-hour layover in Atlanta. Flight from Charlotte has had 3 time changes. Can't change already expensive ticket. Chances that things will improve? Well, September 1, you're in the bubble. They haven't gotten to Labor Day yet. Here's the thing. Have a phone call with Delta. Explain to them that they were to change your flight 3 times. What you didn't tell me, Sandy, is what's your new connection time between the flight from Charlotte and Atlanta and the flight from Atlanta to Joburg. That's going to make the difference. And then talk to them and see if they'll change it for you for a change. Catherine said no one got hurt on the Prinsendam, thankfully. Actually, not true. Somebody actually suffered a heart attack, but they recovered. Take a look at the real history of that story. It's unbelievable because that ship sank, but there was another ship that was also an interesting ship. In fact, it was called the Sundancer. Anybody remember the Sundancer? Also something happened to it in Alaska. Do your homework and then tell me what you think happened on that ship. And then I'll tell you what ended up happening on that ship and where it ended up. A very surprising story. Okay. Okay. Okay, I'm going to scroll back up here. Joy says, I paid for check bags. I was upgraded to first class when I got to the gate. Can I get a refund on my check bags that I paid for? I did this July of 2021. I read somewhere you could. Well, listen, if you don't ask, you don't get. But, sometimes you don't want to be a schnorrer either. Does anybody know what a schnorrer means? Okay, I'm going to tell you. It's a Yiddish word. And I'll give you an example of where the word schnorrer will become crystal clear to you. It's a beautiful day at the beach. And a woman is there, a mother's there with her 4-year-old son. And it's a crowded day on the beach. And she somehow loses sight of her son for a couple minutes. And then she hears the lifeguard whistles are blowing. People are running into the water. Her son is drowning. He's being swept out to sea. The lifeguards dive in. They're bringing the life buoys and the paddle boards. And they watch this kid go under. And everybody's crowded at the shore. They're gasping. Oh, my God, this kid's in such trouble. The lifeguards dive down. They get him. They bring this lifeless body up on the beach. They do all the compressions and the CPR. And suddenly, he coughs up all this seawater. He's alive. And you know what the mother says? He had a hat. That's a schnorrer. All right? So don't be a schnorrer. Be happy you got the first class upgrade and that your bags actually arrived. All right? Not worth going after. Okay? All right, let's keep going here. Paul saying hi from Tanzania. Okay, a lot of Tanzania. All right, let's keep going. My old pal Eddie May, I booked JFK to Barcelona July 18th, 5 p.m. on American. Should I assume it will be delayed or canceled? Well, these days, just assume it's not going to leave on time. Remember, AA only has one flight a day from JFK to Barcelona. And look, invest in either FlightAware or Flight Radar 24. You can actually track the inbound flight that's coming from Europe that becomes your flight to Barcelona. That'll give you an idea if you're leaving on time. Okay. Melanie says, can I please repeat the name of the restaurant? Well, it's not Lake Addison. It's Lake Annecy. And the restaurant's actually in Talloires, Tailloires in France. And the name of the restaurant is Auberge, Auberge, du Père. That means the restaurant of Father Bise. Auberge du Père Bise, B-I-S-E. All right. Hello from Alabama, says Katrina. Sean Patrick Perez says, my wife and I are heading to San Sebastian, July 15th from Miami on American Airlines, praying everything will be okay. Me too. I was just in Bilbao doing a story there on the Guggenheim Museum. Hard to believe it's 25 years old now. It's the Frank Gehry design. Very remarkable similarities to Disney Hall in LA. Anyway, I wish you luck on that. Let's keep scrolling down here. I haven't lost anybody here. All right, I'll get back to a few more of you in a second. Now, I have to share with you the unruly passenger of the week story. But before I post it, let me give you the background. It was a Southwest Airlines flight from, I think, to Denver. And this idiot passenger, I can only call him an idiot, did two things. One, I suppose he wanted to join the Mile High Club. That's not the most original idea in the world. By the way, if you're going to be in the Mile High Club, it's somewhat of a misnomer because that means you're only at 5,000 feet. It's really the 6 Mile High Club, but why dicker on that? But it's not what he did that got him in trouble. It's what he did after what he did that got him in trouble. Now run the visual. Okay. If you are going to airdrop something, that's not the thing to do at 35,000 feet. As you can imagine, he was arrested. But I have a question. I'm just going to throw it out there. He was arrested because he airdropped everything. What about his partner? What happened to his sex partner there? Apparently she wasn't arrested. Maybe she got bonus mile. Just saying. Okay, let's move on. All right, we're moving down here. Okay. Joan says we're having out-of-state guests next week, Tucson and Indianapolis. I hope they make it. All right, I hope they do too. Catherine says, hello from Sierra Madre, California. We need to see you, Perry Como, YouTube with you singing. No, you don't. And tough to find. You know why? Because when I did that show, it was live from the original Ziegfeld Theater in New York. And somebody from NBC stupidly burned the kinescopes. So if you can find one, let me know. Okay, moving on here. I'm scrolling down. Harriet and I had a couple of canceled flights coming back from Portugal. We are back now in Richmond, Virginia. Okay, welcome home. Let's keep going here. I'm going to scroll back down because I know I've missed a few of you here. Let's scroll here. Okay. Mike is saying that looks like Lolita Island. It's not. It's Gochek. Interesting story about Gochek. You know, in the 1970s and 80s, Gochek didn't look like the photo you see. Gochek was a mess. It was chrome. They were making chrome. They were mining it. They were smelting it. And obviously the chemical runoff was going into the water. It became toxic. So by the late 80s, the mines got closed and they decided to clean it all up. And once they did, they built the most amazing, clear, cool marina. And if you want to go, drool over the most luxurious yachts in the world at this time of the year, they're in Gochek. Anyway, it's a nice story. It's no different than what happened in Wales with coal mining, and now the water's cleaned up there, or Vieques in Puerto Rico, which was the target of so much Navy bombing and practice runs for years. And now Vieques is a pretty cool place to be. Okay, Danielle wants to know. Danielle wants to know. Oh wait, Mike Lucan says you'll get more views on this if it was on YouTube. I think we are on YouTube. So there you go, Mike. Danielle Lewis says, how is Amsterdam Schiphol for connecting between flights? In normal decades, excellent. This summer, forget it. It's a mess. One of the big problems. Liz Leitner, I haven't seen you in a week. Howdy from Little Lander, Wyoming. Say hi to Sam. Okay, Joseph says, great to be connected from Nairobi. All right. Now, let me go to some other things. Oh, I know what we have to do now. It's trivia question time. Here it comes. No cheating. And you can give me an estimate. Okay, I'll be fair about this. I'll be lenient. How many total parts in a 747? How many total parts in a 747? Let me know what you think. All right. So are Delta Airlines pilots, and so are Southwest Airlines pilots. Nobody's saying they're striking tomorrow, but they're threatening to it. So we'll find out. Let's go back down here. All right. A Boeing 747 is made up of how many parts? I'll let you figure that out. And while you're doing that, let's go to some of the questions that you asked that came in during the week. All right, here we go. Debbie wants to know, how reliable are the trains from Lisbon to Porto? The Portuguese trains used to suck. Seriously. They've gotten so much better, and the train from Lisbon to Porto will be fine. And if you're going to Porto, not that you asked, but I'll tell you, there's a restaurant there that's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And it's either 1756 or 1856. I keep forgetting, but you'll know it. And if you go, order the salmon tataki. You'll end up ordering 3 orders. That's all I'm going to say. You'll enjoy it. Okay. Here's some answers that are wrong. Someone says 600 million parts. Evelyn says 5.5 million parts. Sandy says 7 million parts. Katrina says 2 to 3 million parts. Okay. So Mike Lucan's cheated, and he's right. It's 6 million parts. I told you not. You got to just guess. You don't go to Google. All right, but you won. It's 6 million parts. And just for that, you're disqualified from all other questions. No, just kidding. All right. All right. Oh, Steven says it's 1756. There you go. It is 1756. And what a great restaurant it is. All right. Patty says, why are the airlines selling flights if there are no pilots? Good question. You know why? Because the scheduling guys aren't talking to the operations guys. They're looking at demand, which is huge, and they're trying to can't fly it. And what the U.S. Department of Transportation is going to have to do, using an emergency mandate, is to force the airlines to prove that they can staff a flight before they can fly it. And as direct as that, I think it's going to happen. Nancy says, it took 3 days for me to get from Richmond, Virginia to Denver because of canceled flights. What am I entitled to? Well, an apology, of course, but the problem is they do owe you something, right? First of all, they canceled your flights. You should have gotten a refund. You could have done that. But did they put you up at a hotel? Did they feed you? Or were you sleeping for 3 days in a row at the same airport in the same chair? There are other options out there, but you have to speak up. Never flight numbers, the dates, which flights got canceled, which flights got delayed, and what the email correspondence was, or the course, or the conversations that you had. Our Wi-Fi stopped again. Can you guys still hear me? Let's hope it's back. All right, hopefully you guys can hear me now. Sorry about that. Turkey is an ancient civilization. What, back out again? It's back. We're back. Anthony tells me we're back. Okay. Yes, you can hear me now. Okay, thank you, Debbie. All right, let's keep going on this. Sorry about that, but I'll be back to the U.S. later tomorrow. So next week, when we do our Facebook Live, it will not lag. I guarantee you. All right. Nancy was talking about 3 days to get from Richmond, Virginia to Denver. I told her, get me the information. Email me to peter@petergreenberg.com. Give me the flight numbers, the confirmation numbers, any verbal. Hope you got first and last names. Let me see what's going on. Speaking of Richmond, Virginia, while the airlines are cutting their schedules, guess who's increasing theirs? Amtrak. You know what? Smart move from Amtrak. People, based on how long it took you to get from Richmond to Denver, you could have taken the train. And you know what? I love the trains, especially this summer when things are going to get crazier and crazier. I don't know if I told you the story once before, but an $800 fare and it left at the wrong time. I needed to get there before noon. And then the concierge told me at the hotel, guess what? Every morning at 4:30 in the morning, sounds like a bad Richard Pryor movie or a Gene Wilder movie. Is flying up, still frozen again. I'll go off and come back. Back on. Guys, I apologize. We'll do much better next week. But let me, while we can, we already know it's 7. Let's go to the photo of the week before I lose you now. Do we lose it again? Are we back? We are not. We are. All right, go to the photo of the week quickly. There it is. How perfect is this? Where was it? On the Greek island of Paros, taken by Greenberg. And Janet, nice photograph of the octopus in the Aegean. We were just in the Aegean. An amazing, amazing experience. So if you think you got a great photo of the week and you can actually see it based on our Wi-Fi, send it to us, peter@petergreenberg.com, and we'll post it. Sorry about the bad connection. It's a pain. But you know what? We take too much for granted, including Wi-Fi, and I hope you'll bear with me. I'm glad you like the octopus and the Aegean Sea. That's right. So last but not least, Travel Detective Season 7 is on the air now. And we're going to try to post a little trailer. I hope you get it. Here it is.
This week on The Travel Detective, it's a classic European city, steeped in history, architecture, and music, and defined by a rich legacy of some of its former residents. Mozart, Beethoven, even Sigmund Freud. So let me share with you some of my hidden gems of Vienna. Plus, visiting a new country is exciting, but it could also leave a big dent in your wallet. I'll tell you which global cities are the most expensive. And then, the Grand Hotel on Michigan's Mackinac Island, built in the 1800s. Literally a trip back in time with a Hollywood hook. A true hotel with a past. I'm Peter Greenberg. All this and more on the next edition of The Travel Detective on PBS. Check your local listings.
And it's also available on Amazon Prime and Apple TV+. We'll end the pain right now from Turkey. I'm about to go to the airport with or without a dog. But bottom line is, I will see you next week. Have a great rest of this week. Try to survive the July 4th weekend. It's not going to be pretty. And isn't it ironic? Why are we celebrating the July 4th weekend with the airlines melting down? To celebrate our freedom and independence? Wow. Get ready for next week. Buckle up. I think there'll be some new Department of Transportation rulemaking simply because we cannot let this continue. More on that next week. We'll see you next week. Have a great holiday weekend, and let's hear it for better Wi-Fi.